Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Courtside Talks.
Before Nikola Jokic, before the NBA truly embraced international stars, there was one man who broke the barrier. A 7-foot center from Serbia, with guarding skills, elite passing, and a personality that made him impossible to ignore. This is the story of Vlade Divac, the pioneer who helped globalize basketball. Born in 1968 in Prijepolje, Serbia, then part of Yugoslavia, Divac didn't grow up with the NBA dreams. At the time, European basketball was strong, but the NBA felt like another planet. He started playing professionally with KK Partizan, where his unique style immediately stood out. Unlike traditional big men, Divac could pass, handle the ball, and read the game like a guard. That versatility would later become his signature, but back then, it was almost unheard of. In 1989, Divac made history. He was drafted by the Los Angeles Lakers, becoming one of the first European players to successfully transition into the NBA. And he didn't just survive, he thrived. Playing alongside legends like Magic Johnson, Divac quickly adapted to the faster, more physical NBA game. His passing ability as a center turned heads across the league. But here's something most people don't know. At first, Divac barely spoke English. He learned the language in the locker room through jokes, trash talk, and team chemistry. That helped him become not just a player, but a connector. Today we praise big men like Jokic for their playmaking, but Divac was doing that decades earlier. He was one of the first centers to run the offense through post, throw no-look passes, play with a guard-like IQ. He essentially helped redefine what big man could be. And yes, he was also one of the early masters of flopping in the NBA, something he openly joked about later in his career. Now here's one of the craziest facts in NBA history. In 1996, the Lakers traded Divac to the Charlotte Hornets for the draft rights to a 17-year-old kid named Kobe Bryant. Yes, Divac was traded for Kobe Bryant. That single move changed the future of the NBA forever. But instead of fading away, Divac reinvented himself. Divac found his true basketball home with the Sacramento Kings, alongside players like Chris Webber, Jason Williams, and his national team teammate, Peja Stojakovic. He became part of one of the most exciting teams in NBA history. The early 2000s Kings played a beautiful, team-oriented style, built on passing, movement, and chemistry. At the heart of it all was Divac. And many fans still believe the Kings were robbed in the controversial 2002 playoff series against the Los Angeles Lakers. While his NBA career was groundbreaking, Divac's international success was just as impressive. Playing for Yugoslavia, he won multiple European championships, World Championship gold, Olympic medals. But beyond the trophies, he was part of a golden generation that included players like Dražen Petrovic. And here's a deeper, less-known story. Divac and Petrovic were once close friends, but the relationship was torn apart during the Yugoslav wars. They never fully reconciled before Petrovic's tragic death in 1993, a moment that deeply impacted Divac for the rest of his life. Off the court, Divac was known as one of the most charismatic personalities in the NBA. He was one of the first international players to fully embrace American culture. He starred in commercials and became a fan favorite. He later worked as an NBA executive and even became GM of the Kings. And another interesting fact, Divac was also heavily involved in humanitarian work, especially during and after conflicts in the Balkans. In 2019, Vlade Divac was inducted into a Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame, a well-deserved honor for a player who didn't just have a great career, he changed the game. He opened the door for generations of international players, from Dirk Nowitzki to Jokic and beyond. Vlade Divac wasn't just ahead of his time, he helped create the future. And without him, the global NBA we know today might have looked very different. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video, share it with your friends, and hope to see you soon.